Stacey Abrams entered politics with a very modest net worth. But in the intervening years, while constantly running for public office and serving in the Georgia State House of Representatives, she turned herself into a multimillionaire. How did that happen? How is it that she earned a six-figure salary, declaring she worked 40 hours per week while running full-time for governor in 2018? One of Abrams' employers, Blue Hub Capital, justified her $115,000 compensation and her 40 hours per week in an IRS filing reviewed by the Government Accountability Institute, where I'm a distinguished fellow. Blue Hub Capital isn't your garden variety nonprofit organization. Its CEO, Elise Cherry, is not just an Abrams supporter and political activist, but a former board member of LPAC, which supported and held fundraisers for Abrams in her 2018 race. Cherry also made significant donations to LPAC both before and after the 2018 election. The ties between Abrams' employer and her donors don't end there. I explain all of it in my new op-ed that just dropped on foxnews.com, so make sure and check it out. I also want to get to my next guest, who says that Abrams' attempt to appear working class on the campaign trail, totally bogus. Joining me now is Georgia Congressman Buddy Carter. Congressman, as you look at this story, the way Abrams tries to portray herself, what's the reality from your vantage point?
Well, first of all, I don't trust any candidate who becomes a millionaire while in public service. Obviously, Stacey Abrams is nothing more than an out-of-touch liberal elite who's making a six-figure salary while supposedly working full-time. I don't know how you work full-time, campaign full-time, fundraise full-time. It makes no sense at all to me. But she claims to be part of the working class when she's not part of the working class at all. And I don't understand how someone can, at one point, owe the IRS money and then all of a sudden rake in millions of dollars while in public service. That's what deteriorates confidence in our government, is actions like this, just like what Stacey Abrams is doing.
Yeah, what's mysterious about this is suddenly they have this person who's declaring that they're working 40 hours a week while also campaigning full time and making these admissions that, hey, she's out there, she raised $40 million, she's doing all this. I mean, it just does not add up. And I don't see any intellectual curiosity from the national media.
And there should be questions being asked right now. I mean, look, I'm not against anyone making money, but when you're making millions of dollars while in public service, then that's got to be questioned. And certainly this is an example, again, of why people are so upset and why people don't trust the government and don't trust people serving in government. And so, it's this kind of example right here.
Congressman, let's talk about the shifting ground there in politics in Georgia. Suddenly you see Herschel Walker up. There are other things that are happening. What's your read on what's going on in Georgia?
Well, look, I think Georgia's still a red state. There's no question in my mind. Now, what happened 2 years ago with the Senate runoffs, I think the Republican voters learned a very important lesson during that time, and that is that we have to get out. We have to vote, no matter what we might be upset about. I do feel like the Election Integrity Act, which I applaud the legislature for passing that, I think it's given Georgia voters confidence in their voting again, that every legal vote is going to be counted, no illegal votes are going to be counted. So all of that put together, I think we're going to have another red sweep here in the state of Georgia. I think it looks really good for that. I think Herschel Walker is going to win. I know Governor Kemp, who deserves another term. He's done a great job as our governor. And I don't think Stacey Abrams will ever be governor of the state of Georgia. People see straight through her.
Well, what is it about Stacey Abrams that that people are starting to realize? Because I got to tell you, we have just a few seconds left. What do you think they're ultimately going to look at her and really, truly see?
I think they're going to question, how can someone who owed the IRS money just a few years ago all of a sudden be raking in millions of dollars while on the campaign trail, while full-time campaigning, while full-time fundraising? How does that happen? And that's what people question, and that's what I think Stacey Abrams is going to have to answer, and I don't think the people of Georgia are going to buy her answer at all.
Congressman Carter, thank you so much for joining us tonight. The Last Bite, literally, is next.